Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, we talk about all things fandom and we talk about them in a positive way. Now today we're going to be talking about the new Kenobi series and what it entails, because there's a lot of people that are going to start talking about the Kenobi series as it is the next Disney Plus Star Wars series we're going to get to see. And there are some things that people assume are going to happen that might not actually happen at all. If you remember in Part 4, A New Hope, old Ben sees Darth Vader. And it's hinted that they haven't seen each other for ages upon ages. Well, we know that this isn't true. And we know this because later on in the prequel series, we find out about Order 66. It only makes sense that if Order 66 was carried out and Darth Vader was going around hunting for Jedi, that he would try to track down any existing Jedi he knew didn't die. One of the major ones there would be Ben Kenobi. So that, my friends, is why Ben Kenobi is important to the Star Wars world at this point. That's why we need the Kenobi series to at least reflect that Vader's looking for him. He doesn't have to actually find him for it to exist. How many episodes or the context in which Obi-Wan and Vader share the screen could be very different than what you think. Kenobi could be having dreams of facing off against his former apprentice, or against his former Padawan, or Vader could have dreams of facing off against his former master, his Jedi master, and that presents a little bit of leeway there where they could do it and keep it like they didn't meet up in the past. Because we don't know one way or another if they meet up in the past or not. And that, my friends, is important because the series is about him watching over Luke. Even if that's not the story that's happening, he is on that planet to watch over Luke Skywalker. We know he's on that planet to do that, and that's what we're going to get. But it's about the adventures he's going to have on that planet while he's watching over Luke. So, of course, there could be a Darth Vader scene. They could have some big epic battle, but don't assume that it's going to be an in-person fight. They may never actually fight, but we did get word that they were probably going to do a fight scene. This means it could be in the imaginations of one of them. And it could still be the most epic fight we've ever seen between the two of them, because it would be reflecting one's fear or one's desire. Now, other thing to note about the series is that this is Obi-Wan coming to a planet he probably hasn't visited a whole lot, so he's going to get to explore this planet. And we're going to get to see a different side of this planet than we did in the Boba Fett series, because the Boba Fett series kind of reflects a little bit of Mos Eisley and all that. And we're going to get to see some of that be reflected again. Only this time, from an earlier standpoint, we could in fact get cameos by Jabba the Hutt, or some of the other characters could appear. There could be a younger version of Boba Fett within the series, and it would make perfect sense for that to happen. You have to keep in mind that immediately after the Jedi Purge, Vader is hunting down Jedi, so there could be off-world missions going on for Obi-Wan. But this series is going to be important for the time period in which it takes place, and that's going to be relevant to some of the things that they do, some of the things that they show. What will not happen in the series, and I think a lot of people are worried that this will happen, is that it will take you out of the current canon of Star Wars and put you in something new. And that's not really going to happen. If you've watched how they've been doing things on the shows, they've been making sure to have everything chime. Everything's been perfect. It's been kind of running through, everything's coming from somewhere, and you're going to see that continue. It's very cool that we're going back to immediately after Order 66. There's a lot of story to tell, and in fact, there are a few characters that could cross over into that we wouldn't get to see in any other capacity. Of course, Grogu could pass through there. However, that's kind of doubtful. Unless they choose to tell the story of how Grogu got rescued from Order 66. If they choose to tell that side of things, we could get that. Ahsoka Tano could be someone that would cross over into the series, although Rosario Dawson is in her 40s, I think, and so she's presenting as an older version of Ahsoka Tano. We would have to have someone that's a bit younger in that part if that's the case. And I don't see them doing that because I don't see them putting someone else in the same role. Now, what do I want from the Obi-Wan series? I actually do have some things that I hope that they do. And some of them might be popular. You might go, yeah. And some of them might be very unpopular opinions. I don't want a big Vader battle with Obi-Wan. I would like to see it be in the mind of one or the other. I want to see him exploring the world he's on, this new world for him. I want to see him get involved with different things, learn the culture of the Sand People, even though we got a little bit of a hint of that in Boba Fett. We could very much get that here too, and it would be plausible, and it would be okay. Another rumor that persists is that Princess Leia is going to have a big part in the series, that there's a prisoner he's going to be rescuing that could indeed be Princess Leia. This would explain how Princess Leia knows him in Episode 4, A New Hope. I kind of think there may be a little bit of truth to this, although don't necessarily assume that it's Leia herself. However, if it is, it's going to be a child Leia. And if Luke's that young in this, I mean, they're going to have to make it so he's been on there 5 or 6 years at that point, then maybe. I think it depends on how old Luke and Leia are as to whether it's going to be Leia. But Leia knows of this event if it's not her, and that's how she determines who he is in Episode 4. I personally don't want it to be Leia. I would like to see it be someone else. Now, another rumor is that the Inquisitors are the ones holding said prisoner, which would actually make it pretty weird if that's the case, because you could have a baby Leia being held by Inquisitors who intend to train her to be a Sith. I would not hate that idea. And then you have the idea that these Inquisitors would have to play a big part. I could see more fights between them and Obi-Wan than I could ever see with Vader. And that's something to be kind of really wary of, to have too much of Vader in the series, in my opinion. So that's what I want to see. And of course, I want to see space battles, you know, I want to see aliens and lightsabers. So that's my hopes and dreams for the new Kenobi show. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, go ahead and hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button, because Miko says we need more subscribers, and look at this face. He wouldn't lie to you. So go ahead and hit subscribe. And while you're down there, hit that notification bell as well. And make sure you share this video with all of your friends so they get the same great content that you're getting from our channel. Help our channel to grow. A portion of all proceeds from this channel will go to Tourette's research when we do get monetized on this channel. So help us to do that and help change the world one video at a time. Remember, friends, the world can be a really dangerous place, and it's important for you all to be safe out there and be nice to each other, because at the end of the day, fandom is family.